If you don't understand how to break into high ticket sales by the end of this video, then have absolutely failed. My name is Peter, I'm 22 years old, and breaking into high ticket remote closing has allowed me to move into my central London Marylebone dream penthouse. Let's dive straight into it. Firstly, let's go into what exactly high ticket closing actually is. In a nutshell, closing is guiding prospects to helping them make the right decision in order to attain a desirable outcome for them. And this is very niche specific, but let me give you some examples. Number one, let's say that a student wants to break into investment banking, which is a very challenging industry to break into. There may be a coach who is an ex-investment banker who wants to share their expertise and be able to help students break into investment banking. You as the closer are the middleman between the coach and their expertise and the student and the desire to break into investment banking. You need to be able to present and pitch the expertise of the coach in an accurate way so that you can guide the student in order to help them make the right decision and be able to guide them towards that investment banking dream role that they are looking for. Your job as the closer is to come on a pre-qualified call with a pre-qualified prospect at a certain time, which has been booked into your calendar via Zoom or Google Meet. On this call, first you need to find out their pain points, find out their goals, find out if the program or mentorship that you're actually selling will help them, and then pitch and close them on the call. Now, depending on the offer that you're actually on, you either close them on the call, collect the cash there, or a lot of the time, if it's students that you're working with, you'll be dealing with follow-ups with a lot of parents, and this is where the ability to code switch comes into play. Of course, you're not going to be able to speak to a student who's 19 in the same way as their 45-year-old dad. Now, what are you actually going to be selling? You're going to be selling mentorships and programs which range from between $3,000 to $20,000 for businesses which are already doing roughly, or at the very minimum, $100,000 a month. This, at the very simplest of terms, will make you at least $10,000 a month if you're able to collect $100,000 in a specific month, which isn't very hard, especially if you're offer stacking. Now, the reason it isn't very hard is because every single prospect who comes on a call with you has been, number one, pre-vetted by an SDR, and number two, has opted in themselves in order to put themselves on a call in a situation where they are open to being sold to. You close the deal, you get paid a percentage. Simple. Now, at my core, I believe that high ticket sales is the very first thing you should do as an aspiring entrepreneur to, number one, not only build capital, but build the kingpin scale of sales. Sales will not only enable you to become a deal maker, but also enable you to speak to high-level individuals in the future, elevating your network. Now, this brings us to the 3C system. The only 3 C's that matter in your success as a high ticket closer: competence, conviction, and company. In that order. Those are the only 3 that matter. Most people obsess over company, which is exactly why they fail. Number one, competence. This is your actual ability to sell. You can be on the exact same offer as another closer, but be earning wildly varying amounts. And this is all down to competence. The offer is simply just the multiplier. Now, actual competence is broken down into many subcomponents. Number one, your framing and authority on the call. From the first 60 seconds of the call, you must be in control of the call. The prospect must not feel in power, and just like in an interview, you know that the interviewer is asking you the questions and you are answering them, not the other way around. In any case, if you lose frame or authority in the call, this will invite objections and make the call into a negotiation, which is where you lose the sale. Finding out the pain points and the goals which the prospects are going to reveal to you. Some prospects, this is a lot easier to get out of them, and it's a lot harder for others. But at the end of the day, if you get a wife objection, or you get I need to think about it objection at the end of the call, it's simply because you haven't pre-handled this objection in the discovery part of the call. You only have yourself to blame. Thirdly, customized pitching, which is where most beginners absolutely collapse. They just read the words off a presentation which they have in front of them. You need to make the pitch feel like a conversation, not like a presentation. Customize what exactly in the program is going to be specifically tailored to the prospect and what you think is going to be most useful to them. Don't just do the standard baseline pitch for absolutely everyone, as this will not work for certain prospects. Certain prospects are going to need more help, and certain prospects are going to really take advantage of certain aspects of your program and maybe not so much of others. If you show real value in the advantageous parts of the program, you're going to do a much better job at pitching your program and therefore get much closer to the sale. Now, finally, temperature checks before closing and objection handling. Don't dive straight into the close immediately after the pitch. You need to check whether there are any objections you can pre-handle before you drop the price. Now, what I specifically do in my sales calls is after I pitch and hear that the prospect actually sounds interested, is I get them to tell me on a scale of 1 to 10, where 1 is a complete waste of time and 10, it sounds like the perfect solution to help us solve their problem, how helpful the process sounds for their situation. If they say 9 or 10, we know we can go to closing. If, as usual, they say 6 or 7, you can really objection handle what is holding them back from maybe pushing that to an 8, 9, or a 10, and pre-handle anything before we get to dropping the price. Because once you drop the price, all they're going to be thinking about is how expensive the program sounds, rather than what the actual objections are. Now, the hard truth about competence is that it doesn't come from theory, it comes from practice. Similarly to driving a car, you can practice your theory test as much as possible, but it will not help you actually start the engine and start driving. You can pass your theory test, it doesn't mean you can pass your practical. It's as good as reading gym books rather than actually going to the gym. Take mock calls with friends or family or anyone you can find to practice your sales skills, as this is exactly what will build up your competence. C2, conviction. Now, sales is a transmutation of certainty, a transmutation of conviction. And if you yourself would be sold on the offer that you are selling, you're going to be able to sell it 10 times better than someone who doesn't actually believe in what they are selling. Me personally, I sell on an offer where we help students break into investment banking, help students break into business school. And I know if I was in the position of the students, I would 100% buy off myself, because I know what we are selling is actually helping students get to an end result. At the beginning of 2025, I was selling on an e-commerce supplement dropshipping offer, which I really wasn't convicted in. And of course, I made a solid 10, 20K in my first 2 months, but after a few months, my conviction started to drop off. We started getting refund requests, and I started to see that the students I started to bond with were getting no results. You simply cannot continue like this over the long term, which is why we go to C3, finding the right company for you. But what we must remember is that this only comes after competence and conviction. Obviously, top companies are going to have proven lead flow, a proven offer, a proven track record. This is exactly why I personally was able to land an inbound offer from Ireland's fastest growing investment bank as a sales manager. Good closers attract good offers, which is exactly why company matters only after competence and conviction. Now, finally, let's dive into how you can actually find an offer for yourself. Number 1 is direct outreach. You probably have your favorite YouTubers or creators on Instagram who potentially are selling something that you might be interested in, or were interested in at least in the past. You can of course outreach to them directly with a personalized Loom video, which will show your expertise and show why they need you on their team. Secondly, you can also utilize platforms such as WhatsApp and LinkedIn. LinkedIn is where a lot of job opportunities are posted, in addition to job boards for closers on WhatsApp communities. Now, of course, a lot of the time you can't actually get into these job boards or get any of these offers without having a strong network, because a lot of the time referrals are worth 10 times more than finding the top closer, simply because it is a lot cheaper and a lot more cost effective for the offer owner to find someone through their network rather than advertising online and losing time. And obviously we all know time is money. This is exactly why without a strong network, it is actually very difficult to land an offer by yourself. Myself, I was actually able to land an e-commerce supplement dropshipping offer through a referral from a friend at the beginning of January 2025. Now, in order to solve this problem, this is exactly why we have built God Made Sales, where we place closers directly onto top offers. And if you're interested in exactly what we do and exactly how we can work with you directly to help you break out of your current position and change the trajectory of your 2026, make sure to book in a call below with myself or one of my team so that we can assess your current position as well as where we can be and take you over the next 3 to 6 months so that we can make 2026 a wealthy year all round. I hope you now know exactly how to break into high ticket sales. If you do have any further questions, don't hesitate to reach out to me and I'll see you guys on the inside.